right, fresh back from the service shop. This K5 Blazer is now officially ready to go. This is a 1989 K5 1500 series fuel injected 350 motor. This truck came in from a fellow dealer that had been enjoying it for a while, so I can say it has had some driving and usage prior to us getting it, so we weren't totally caught off guard with what it needed. But it did need a little bit more than I hoped for, but like any square body and any older vehicle, typically they do. So we noticed the throttle was extremely hard and very touchy. That was the throttle cable, which got replaced. Not the hardest thing, not the easiest thing. It did give a little bit of a fit at the firewall. This truck's got a 4-inch lift kit, 35-inch tires, 15 by 10 outlaw wheels. We'll try to do a little better job on getting you guys some sizes, because I know a lot of you guys are watching these. You're not gonna buy, but you want to know how to do your truck and make it look like this. So this is actually a combination I had on my personal K5 Blazer for years, 4 inches and 35s. Looks really good with 10-inch wheels or 12-inch wheels. I really like the attention to detail on this one where they use the factory center caps. That's pretty cool. Looks really neat, even in the front. And you never see anybody take the time to do that. Already had taken the time that you might have seen in previous videos to take the doors apart, grease and lube, get the power windows working, get the power locks working, pulled the rear door panel off, grease, lubed, and everything on the rear window, because if that fails, that's a disaster. This truck, if you were running and driving it down the highway, had an intermittent check engine light. You never would have noticed it on the back roads. You never would have noticed it just moving around the parking lot. Most don't even know you have a check engine light. I think it's service engine soon or something. But it did have it. Well, anybody that knows these trucks, this era of truck, and this is an overdrive also. So if you're doing a lot of highway driving, that's kind of neat. But if you know these trucks, they don't have the old school computer, so you can't just scan it. You have to have the light come on to find the problem. Finally, the light came on while driving it with a scanner. We were able to determine it was an EGR code. Sure enough, these do have an EGR, very primitive, old school, but it had a broken vacuum line going to that. So we were able to address that. So you should not have a check engine light any longer. I got to move it around here to the side. Get you guys a little bit more details on it. But it is the Silverado interior. The seats and the carpet and all are fair. Somebody has done a little upholstery work and they've dyed the carpet. You can definitely see it had faded. Old school cell phone mount there. We got to put a spring on the ashtray there, but the glove box opens and closes fine, doesn't fall off in your hands. Cruise control and tilt, they were supposed to try the cruise when they were driving it, so I assume that's good. I didn't have anything on my sheet about that. But a really good running, smooth, no vibrations, nothing extra crazy. We did drop the transfer case and transmission with the little spacers because it did have a little bit of driveline vibration that when the lift kit was done, that was not done. So that was a nice addition to making it drive a little better. It could use an upgraded rear drive shaft because of the short wheelbase of these trucks, but not necessary. It did get a new transmission cooler and also oil cooler. They had a little bit of rust on the very bottom and the lines were starting to seep a little bit, so we took care of that before that became a problem. Now this is not a rusty truck. If you look under it, it's actually a pretty solid K5. And there's still a few other little things that could be done. These lenses here could be replaced and make them a little brighter. These here have a little color fade as well. More cosmetic things like pull the interior apart, detail the interior real nice. Does have a hitch on the back. That's a newer style Reese hitch. Has been repainted, so this is not original, and you can see some imperfections in some areas, such as the top where it's fiberglass. That's just the fiberglass showing its ugliness. But around the body itself, not bad. It is dirty and greasy from them working on it. I do need to get detailed, that's why I pulled it over here. But and I'm sure it had the typical faded and peeling paint. That's why they did it. got the ever so popular Silverado new style front end that the Blazers and Suburbans have. Great setup on the 35s, very aggressive tire, rides good, that's a Kumo. Road Venture 35 by 15, 15 by 10 wheels, 4-inch kit. And again, I love the attention to detail with the center caps. Pop the hood real quick. The mechanic even commented on how solid it was underneath and how original it was. He said, really looking at the truck, he said, you would think 30,000. Now this has 130,000, but he said, you know, you could probably mistake this for a 30,000 mile truck. Just in how original it is. It's not monkeyed with. The exhaust is all original. They did do the exhaust hoop where the drive shaft is a problem with the lift kit. So that's been addressed. They have to bring it around for the drive shaft with the little spacer in. Or if not, your drive shaft's gonna be hitting the exhaust where it comes across. Inner fenders, they're original, in good shape. Still has little flaps in there. New battery. Still got the jack under there. Somebody has used it at one point in time. Air conditioning does work. I had him try that while I was in the shop. Too cold out to test it outside today. I've not tried this yet. There we go. That actually works. If you don't know, watch the other videos to see what that is. Pretty cool that that works. Still got the felt under the hood. There's some other little finishing touches, but this is not a bad truck for the money. Very solid. Happy it's finally done with the exhaust and all the other things that need to be done. Again, little touches just to make it as perfected as possible. 89 over 136. It's 136 according to the title. 34,995. Add the power steps, add a bigger lift, whatever you'd like to do, but this is actually a really solid truck. I hope this video walking around, it might help you guys a little bit for those that are asking. And again, I know all you guys are not buying a Squarebody from us, but some of you guys watch these videos just to get a size comparison. Maybe you're looking at a different truck we have and you want to know what a 4-inch or a 6-inch or an 8-inch. We're going to do a really good video with all of them lined up for that. But for today, this should give you a pretty good idea on what the 4-inch kit looks like and consists of. It does have the steering stabilizer, single shock at each wheel. These trucks could have come with dual shocks up front.